It's great catching up with the Canny Group every couple of weeks because we always learn stuff, particularly me. I feel like I'm having my own personal, but I hope you get something out of it as well, and I'm pretty sure you will today. You may have heard people talk about new ways of doing conveyancing when you're selling houses, but it's the eConveyancing for people who are buying houses. We're going to find out more about it. Richard Pinkstone is a new lawyer with the Canny Group in Canny Legal. And Richard, you're going to talk to us about PEXA, and it's a new sort of eConveyancing platform.
Hi, Roxy. Yes.
Hello and welcome to the Canny Group too.
Thank you very much.
Because you just knew, are they being nice to you?
It's been a great experience.
They're being nice?
They're terrific.
Oh, good. I'll just sort of make sure, we like to make sure everyone's looked after. All right, so tell us about PEXA.
All right, well, all conveyancing is moving digital into the digital age, and conveyancers are gearing up to enter into this exciting new era by registering with PEXA, which provides an online platform where representatives for vendors, purchasers and the banks will all exchange the necessary transactional information online required to bring the
So does
whole...
this essentially, for the whole sale of a property, like the sale of a property, so this essentially would cut out the need in a way for paper documents?
Well, that's right, and that will be the intention eventually. By August 2019, virtually everything will be digital and e-conveyancing practice online.
When you think about it, makes an awful lot of sense.
Well, it will be very much more efficient. There won't be delays in booking settlements. Parties can access this hub, we call it, remotely.
But it's also the thing of, and I don't know, if you're listening along, if you've ever been in that situation where you've got to get documents here, then they've got to be there, then there's this lag time, and then there's this sort of, it's just weird, isn't it, how it's been done in the past?
Oh, it's very common for settlements to be delayed for all sorts of reasons. The documents aren't signed properly.
This game of golf's got to be played. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud? Lawyers.
Well, look, there can be erroneous signatures, documents can get lost, parties can spend half an hour on the phone booking settlements. So all of that is eliminated, and it's more or less brought into any party's computer, so long as you're registered for the particular transaction.
Isn't that amazing? So, for example, it starts at the buying stage, doesn't it? You sort of, like if you buy a house, you can then start with PEXA. You go, is that how it works?
The essence of conveyancing doesn't change. A vendor will require a contract to be prepared, and that the conveyancer will prepare that contract, or the lawyer, and all the usual things take place. Once the parties have signed off on the contract, well, that's when the process gets going, and a party will typically the vendor will initiate this process and invite the purchaser's representative to do so too. The only thing here is that either the vendor or the purchaser will require a conveyancer that is registered with PEXA in order to.
And that makes sense too. And I guess that from a lot of people's perspective, they'd be thinking, oh, it's not paper, it's in the cloud, like, is it real? What can go wrong? But if you're working with a conveyancer, they've got to be registered with this online system. So therefore, that would cover a lot of those checks and balances in a way.
Well, it is. There's checks and balances all the way through. Yeah. So the other thing is the banks are required to provide e-titles now. So and for some time there's been electronic there's going to be electronic discharge mortgage as well. So the intention will be that the process is electronic, but ultimately, once the title has been discharged by the purchaser, they will, at the end of the day, end up with a paper document. So
they can set a light and say, we've paid our mortgage.
Well, maybe after all that, they won't be so keen on setting fire to
after all the agony of getting it. So if people come along, if they want to know more about this, because I think there's a few things. Clearly it's going to be, I would believe, a lot safer system, because it's keeping everything in one place, and the risk of losing documents and all of that is basically eliminated. So you'd imagine it's going to be a lot safer from that perspective. It's also going to be so much more timely as well. So that's got to be a good thing too.
Well, it's great for if a vendor, wants to go on holiday. They don't have to be tied down.
Tied and stay to be able to sign off on things.
Look, one thing we didn't mention is there's electronic signatures. So once the conveyancer takes the electronic signature from the party, they can shoot off and do whatever they like.
Awesome.
Because the conveyancer thereafter takes control on behalf of that party. So it frees everybody up.
That's fantastic.
There's also no need for bank checks anymore.
And how much are bank checks? Sorry, that's another whole other segment. We've got to go, actually, Richard, because I could get upset about the cost of bank checks. It's a fantastic, absolutely brilliant system. It's called PEXA. If anyone wants to know any more, all they've got to do is get in touch with the Canny Group. And you are in Canny Legal now, Richard Pinkstone, so people can talk to you.
Very exciting. And we also have Erin Lorna, who is paralegal and conveyancer, and she's well on top of this. We're registered with PEXA.
Absolutely,
already.
Then it's the way to go. Canny Group, you can find them at cannygroup.com.au. Good to meet you, Richard.
Thank you.